City High School Gymnasium, the brand new Lake City High School Gymnasium, for Game 2 of tonight's Division III Girls Basketball District Semifinal, as the McBain Ramblers take on the Lake City Trojans, alongside my longtime broadcast partner, good friend, and all-around Renaissance man, Gary Hawkeye Vanna. I am merely Jay Simon. We are thrilled to have you with us for this one. Our opening semifinal is in the books. The Manton Rangers taking a dominating victory over the Roscommon Bucks. 2 huge wins for the Rangers as they knock out the 2 newcomers in the Highland Conference who happen to be in this district. Beat Houghton Lake on Monday, Roscommon just a little while ago. And they now await the winner of this one on Friday is when the district final will be. And Hawkeye, welcome back to the broadcast. We had a little Mr. McBain, but we all need a little Hawkeye in our life, and we're glad to have you back.
Hey, thank you. Just a big shout out before we even get started to Kathy Vanna passing her classical exam, and now she can actually be ordained as a pastor. 5 years of hard work coming to accumulation yesterday. It was a hard day, but pastor, or sister pastor as we like to call her, Kathy Vanna is now her official title. Sorry, we got a basketball game now.
Vanna. Any relation?
That's I always wanted to know what it's like to be a pastor's wife.
and now you do. Well, congratulations, Kathy. 2 teams warming up out on the floor in front of us here in this gorgeous, spacious gym. All the windows behind us. It's like being in a resort, for crying out loud, here in Lake City. The Trojans to our right, the Ramblers to our left. This is a Highland Conference district, all 5 teams in this district coming out of the Highland Conference. And so there is an element of familiarity. There would be anyway, because McBain Lake City separated by about 10 minutes up M66. These young ladies very familiar with each other. Of course, they've already met twice during the regular season. The Trojans winning both of those contests, 46-23. in the first meeting back in January, and then 40-29 in the second meeting. That first meeting, Hawkeye, notable because the Ramblers did not hit a single three-pointer in that game. The second, notable because Emma Skierbeck had 17 points, and the Ramblers actually led after the first quarter and were down only 1 at half, down by 5 going into the fourth quarter before the Trojans were able to salt it away. So, well, actually, the third time the charm.
In the first game, McBain only scored 4 points in the first half.
Yep, there you go.
And they were all from the free throw line.
Not a single field goal in that game.
Not in the first half.
Wow.
So that was really tough on them. And they started finding a little bit more of their offensive rhythm in the second one. And really, they were quite in the game going into the fourth quarter until, like you said, Lake City's able to pull away. But each time that gap has shrank and shrank and shrank. The question today is, are they ready to completely close it? And I don't know. It's up to these players and these seniors. There's going to be 4 seniors on the court, but 2 have been a starter, and they actually been a starter for 3 years now, and they have yet to beat this team. And there's a little bit of desire in them, I guess, or according to Leah, whatever happens tonight, she is leaving her mark on the Lake City Trojans.
You know, if that was an Owen Bonico, I'd be concerned. I'm not sure.
I think Owen Bonico wouldn't hold much of a candle to her on the basketball court.
Oh, my goodness gracious. Well, a lot of things can happen when 2 teams meet for a third time. There's the old dumb cliche that I'm not even going to say it because it doesn't hold any water. But what's interesting is a lot of times when you do have a situation where 2 teams meet for the third time in the postseason and one team has beaten the other handily in the first 2 contests, a couple things can happen. One, sometimes the team that's got the 2 wins can kind of not take it as seriously as they should. I have absolutely no doubt the head coach Bill Tisron of the Trojans and his staff have done everything in their power to make sure that these girls take this seriously, but you never know. Sometimes there's a little bit of a letdown when you're playing an opponent that you're familiar with and you feel that you can beat. And then other times, it's an absolute blowout. It looks worse than the first 2 games because the team does take it quite seriously and handles them. I think, in my mind, and I'm no color analyst, Hawkeye, as we discussed before we came on the air here on the Pluger Mechanical pregame show, But I feel like that this game, the key to this game is going to be two things. One, how the Ramblers handle the Trojan press and defensive pressure, and how well the Ramblers shoot from outside the arc.
Really, that was not mine at all.
Okay.
Because
agree to disagree.
let me tell you what my major concern is. This is actually going to be the biggest anti-McBain crowd these girls have ever played in. Dare I say we're in a hostile environment as a Rambler in this gym right now? I saw the Lake City Trojans. They got everyone fired up. I saw the janitors sweeping the floor, fist bumping the players and the coaches to get them jacked up. We have this beautiful mascot over on the other side. The crowd is loud. The crowd is going to be way into the game, and McBain has to find a place to mentally stay strong when you have the biggest crowd or the biggest stage you've ever performed in.
Okay. What about the game itself? What's the key?
Mentally handling the crowd.
Okay, all right. I like it. No, that's an actually absolute fair point. Right now, the Trojan faithful are on the far side of the court. The Ramblers are right below us. We are behind the benches. Our counterparts, Rick and Nate Swanson, are on the far side. They broadcast that first game. They're on the opposite side of the court, so we have a different vantage point than they did. And there are a number of Rambler faithful here, without question. There's a decent-sized student section right below us and to our right. And there is a decent number of Rambler fans here. But the Trojan side is full, and I guarantee you that is not leftover Buck fans on the far side.
That is not.
Of this court. The student section is up on their feet. They are riled, and they are ready for this one. Coming to you live from the Shepherd's Agency broadcast booth. This is the Pluger Mechanical pregame show, licensed and insured for new installations, HVAC services, and light plumbing. Call Aaron or his brother Brad at 231-282-3194. That's 231-282-3194. Our sincere thanks to Pluger Mechanical as well as Shepherd's Agency for their support of tonight's broadcast. The two teams lining up for the national anthem. While they do that, we'll take a break. We'll be back with the starting lineups and the opening tip right after this.
High school students are training for the jobs of tomorrow today at the Wexford-Missaukee Career Technical Center in Cadillac. Juniors and seniors from 12 area high schools can choose from 14 career-driven programs. Free college credit is available. Visit WMISD.org and click or tap the Career Technical Education link. See all the great programs, then talk to your student's counselor. Call 876-2200. The Wexford-Missaukee Career Technical Center on 13th Street across from Baker College. Proud to serve the students of McBain High School. CTC is the place to be.
McBain Rural Agricultural Schools offers a quality, well-rounded education for the whole child. McBain students have a technological head start from the beginning with their own issued MacBook or iPad. Rambler students are immersed in strong curriculum, including access to a large variety of vocational programs, a winning athletics program, and access to a new state-of-the-art performing arts center. Challenging competitive times require a challenging competitive education. Give your child the McBain advantage. McBain Rural Agricultural Schools.
When it's late, when it's snowing, when you just have to have it. It's nice knowing McNally's Party Store in downtown McBain is open 7 days a week. Locally owned and operated with the friendliest cashiers helping to serve your grocery needs. From candy and chips to pop and munchies, McNally's Party Store, they're still keeping it cold. And wishing the McBain Ramblers good luck in tonight's game. That's McNally's Party Store in downtown McBain, open 7 days a week.
What a fabulous rendition of the national anthem sung by a Lake City Trojan student, I believe. I did not catch her name. I don't know if you did, Hawkeye, but we are back to you live here in Lake City. Jay Simon alongside Gary Hawkeye Vanna. The intern, Rich Spicer, turning the dials for us back in the studio. He's going to give way to our producer and engineer, Zach Wiggins. As the starting lineups are being announced, before I let you give them to us, Hawkeye, I want to note something. We haven't really talked about these Lake City Trojans just yet. They are coming off a spectacular season, 22-3, and made it to the Division III state semifinals where they fell to Flint Hamady. Here in the gym at the north side, they've got banners for the boys and girls basketball teams, and they have a motto underneath for each one. For the boys, it's outwork everybody. For the girls, unfinished business. I have a feeling this Trojan team is probably pretty dialed in for this game tonight.
Yeah, I think you don't need to have any extra hype from the hype man for tonight.
No. I think they are going to be very, very ready. Well, we need to give you the Northern Truck Service starting lineups. And for that, we will turn to Hawkeye.
For the Lake City Trojans, number 2, Nicole Adams. Number 3, Olivia Bellows. Number 10, Coley Bisball. Number 13, Megan Hose. And number 32, Grand Valley Laker bound, Riley Bisball. For your McBain Ramblers, senior Cooper Agama. Senior Leah Nevereth. Sophomore Emma Skierbeck. Junior Emma, here comes the Boonstra. And number 34, the big O, Olivia Naderhood.
There you go, your Northern Truck Service starting lineups. As we are about to get the tip, we've got an excellent officiating crew out there, including Cadillac's own Penny, I want to say Penny McDonald, right?
Yes.
Yes, thank you. I don't know why her last name suddenly fell out of my head. Penny McDonald.
And McBain's very own Paul Sharda with the gray beard.
And she is going to be doing the tip, Will Penny. Riley Bisball and Skierbeck controlled by Bisball, and the Trojans with the ball to start things going left to right across your radio dial, wearing their black road jerseys as they are on the top of the, the bottom of the bracket. In the bracket, on the line, red trim, red numbers, and the Ramblers in a, looks like a bit of a 2-3, well, looks almost like a box and one, as they're paying a lot of attention to Riley Bisball inside, but they've got 4 that look like they're playing a zone. They do try to find Bisball in the middle. Nice little dump down pass. No shot, though. Now swung out. Here's a 3-pointer from the right wing. In and out. Loose ball rebound is covered up by the Ramblers, and we're going to get a jump ball. That means it will belong to McBain.
You know, in the last meeting, Drew Bronkman knew that McBain did not have a chance at the Highland Conference, so he said he showed them nothing in that game. So this is the first time Lake City's ever seen this zone against them.
Ramblers in their home white with gold and green trim. Gold numbers going right to left across your radio dial. Trojans in a man-to-man. This is Naderhood on the far side. Ball swung around to Skierbeck on the left wing. Top side now for Never. A couple of dribbles. She'll flip it over for Cooper Agama. There's a long 3, comes up short, but Skierbeck chases down the rebound in the far corner. Ramblers will reset. 6.5 minutes remaining here in the first. No score. Both teams showing good patience on offense.
It's going to make a difference if Lily Naderhood could go off a little bit and take some of the scoring pressure off of Skierbeck.
Agama drives baseline, kicks it out for Naderhood for 3, and she knocks it down. Olivia Naderhood with the first points of the game. 3-0 McBain, 6:15 to go here in the first. Pass down low, Riley Bisball on the block. Splits the defense, puts it on the glass. Won't go, gets the rebound, brings it down. And we're actually going to get a foul call. The baseline official was calling a jump ball, but the far side official hustles in and calls a foul. Drew Bronkema putting the thumbs up saying, hey, I wanted a jump ball. And it's interesting because the call is going to be on Olivia Naderhood. And it was Naderhood who had her hands on the ball that the bottom official was calling the jump ball.
Was it Naderhood? Because I thought that was Boonstra with the jump ball, and Naderhood had her hands on the back of Bisball. That's why it was called.
I could be wrong. Lake City, though, will throw it away as they inbound under their own basket. And so the Ramblers, although they do get one foul on Naderhood, will get the ball back. 3-0 McBain, 5:55 to go here in the first quarter. Agama gets her pass tapped out of bounds into the hands of the brightest hunter orange jacket I have ever seen. Fan in the front of the Lake City crowd.
That almost looks like a construction worker's jacket.
It does. He wants to make sure he can be seen on television, but our
he can be seen on the radio. That's how bright it is.
Rambler reviews on the other side. Here's Agama out at the volleyball line by the Trojan logo, as the Trojans are now extending their defense and applying a little more pressure. They were kind of sagging back, Hawkeye, on the first possession, and now they're looking to jump passing lanes. Naderhood will get it into Agama. Agama, lefty dribble, comes across the court to our side, tries to turn the corner, and she's going to draw a foul on Chloe Bisbal. That'll be her first in the first on the Trojans.
Well, you can hear the Ramblers student sections in full force at this game.
Yes, you can. Agama looking to get it in. Will get it to Skierbeck on the left wing. She'll give it up to Naderhood. Hands it back to Agama. She'll dribble top side. Call out the play. Uses a Neverth pick. Flings it back for Naderhood. Naderhood driving the right side of the lane. Gets baseline. Now throws it back. And they're going to call a travel on Olivia Naderhood, and it will be Trojan basketball. 5:15 to go here in the first. Still 3-0 McBain. Chloe Bisbal will bring it over the timeline. Gives it to Riley. Riley Bisbal at the top of the key. Lefty dribble will hand it off to Olivia. She'll bring it back to the top of the key. Now hands it off to Bellows. Skip pass for Riley. Riley thought about the three from about 24. Instead, elects to put it down on the floor. Right-handed dribble to the right side of the lane. Picks up her dribble top side. Gets it to Olivia. Ramblers still in this basically a 1-2-2 or 3-2 type of defense. And they are paying a lot of attention when Riley tries to post up. Here's a three straight away off the right side of the rim. And then Riley Bisbal is going to tap it out of bounds. So Bellows missing the three-pointer. And the Ramblers will get it back. 4:36 to go here in the first. 3-0 McBain.
It almost looked like on that series that they're giving the ball to Riley Bisbal at the top to draw the double team, and then look for the girl that's left alone because there's only 3 girls left covering Lake City's 4.
Naderhood out to Neverth. Lefty three-pointer, from the left wing, not lefty, is no good, and the rebound pulled down by the Trojans. Here's Riley. She'll take the three from the right wing, in and out, and the rebound, we're going to get a foul on the rebound attempt. This is going to be on the Ramblers. Yeah. Lake City will take over under their own basket. They're going to get it on Cooper Agama, her first, second on McBain.
Yeah, Cooper tried to just jump up there and bat it all the way to the other end of the court and got a little of the body to get up on the height.
Olivia Bisbal gets it into Bellows. She'll hand it topside. Nicole Adams will give it back to Olivia, dribbling at the top of the key. Over to Adams on the left wing. Topside now for Bellows. Keep looking down low for Riley, who keeps patrolling that paint. Gets it in the middle. Takes one dribble and knocks it down from 10 feet. And the Trojans are on the board. 3-2 McBain, 3:50 to go here in the first quarter. Agama spinning against Olivia. Will give it up to Naderhood. Over to Agama on the left wing, and rejected Bill Russell style by Riley, as Riley Bisbal controls the block shot. And here come the Trojans.
What an athletic play by Bisbal, as she was able to block that and collect it on the three-point shooter. That wasn't even her responsibility.
3:20 to go here in the first. 3-2 McBain. Bellows in the left corner. Skip pass near side, Olivia Bisbal down on the block. Now they'll get it down to Riley on the right wing. She'll force a shot through 3 white jerseys, knocked away. And the Ramblers will bring it up the timeline. 3:05 to go as Agama hands it off to Skierbeck, who's been quiet. Boonstra back to Neverth. Topside Naderhood. Inside 3 minutes to go here in the first. It's a 1-point Rambler lead. Agama lefty dribble, being guarded by Riley Bisbal. Topside Skierbeck left alone. 3 on the way too strong. And the loose ball rebound is snagged, and we're going to get a jump ball as Naderhood this time tying up Megan Hose. So the jump ball possession arrow will give it to Lake City. But those tie-ups can be important because the next one belongs to McBain. Olivia Bisbal over the timeline. Over to Adams, down low for Riley. Riley turns, fires, nobody can touch her. It's just nothing the Ramblers can do once she gets that ball over her head in that 10-foot circle. You just got to hope she misses. 4-3 Lake City, 2:20 to go here in the first quarter. Lake City Trojan fans getting into it. Over on the far side of the court. Naderhood top of the key, defended by Adams. Looking for some help. She'll put it on the floor. Drives down the right side of the lane. Scoop won't go. And we got a rebound by Neverth, but they're going to say she got a push in the back on Olivia Bellows, and they're going to get Leah Neverth for her first foul, third on the Ramblers.
You know, she's a hungry dog that wants that bone, and she doesn't care what it takes to get it. You got to respect a woman like that.
Inside 2 minutes to go here in the first. 4-3 Lake City. Adams brings it back. Olivia Bisbal near side into the corner now for Bellows. Swung around now. Riley Bisbal on the left baseline. Top side. Free throw line. Driving left lane is Olivia Bellows. Gets it to go. The hoop and the harm. I keep saying Olivia Bisbal. It's Chloe Bisbal. I sincerely apologize. I've been doing that the whole game. I blame Hawkeye. He usually corrects me when I do that kind of thing. You can blame Hawkeye too. And are we going to get a technical foul?
Yes,
we are. Coach Bronkema has just picked up a technical foul. Coach Tizron is communicating who he wants to shoot the technical. Chloe Bisbal, if she's shooting her free throw for the play, she makes it, you let her shoot it again. No sense of bringing somebody in new, assuming that Chloe is a good free throw shooter, and I assume she is. Even if I have been calling her Olivia the whole time. Actually, she misses it to the left. So now Riley Bisbal will step up, and she will take the technical foul free throw. Minute 41 to go here in the first quarter. Ramblers hit a three-pointer to take an early lead, held the Trojans scoreless through about 4 or 5 minutes. But the Trojans have answered back. It's actually a two-shot. No, yeah, I was going to say, it should be just a one-shot technical foul. Some discussion going on. I don't know how many free throws you get for a technical foul. I won't lie. I always thought it was one. It's clearly two. Riley's going to shoot.
Because that is a advanced optometry. Good call.
Absolutely. Riley finds the distance on the second one. And so the Trojans will inbound on the far side of the court, right in front of Roscommon head coach Rod Patterson, who is still here watching game 2. Minute 35 to go here in the first. 7-3 Lake City. We'll see if the T on Coach Bronkema gets his Ramblers fired up. Here's Chloe Bisbal driving the right lane. She'll hand it off to Bellows. Hands it to Adams. Little back cut by Chloe. Jumper on the baseline is good. Riley Bisbal finding Chloe for a 10-footer. Knocks it down. It's a 9-3 Lake City lead. Minute 10 to go here in the first quarter.
Is that a Lake City lead or a Team Bisbal lead?
It is a Team Bisbal lead. Here's Boonstra driving into the paint. Too strong with the right-handed hook. And the Trojans with the rebound. Pushing it up. Bellows will pull it back out. Gives it up to Chloe. Lefty dribble across the top of the key. Now switches to a right. Uses a Riley pick. Swings it back topside for Hose. Now down low for Riley. One little step. Layup off the mark. And now we're going to get a Rambler timeout from head coach Drew Bronkema. It's a 30-second timeout. We'll keep it here. 43 seconds remaining in the first quarter. You felt, Hawkeye, like things were really going quite well for the Ramblers as this game got started. Not only did they knock down that early three, but they were playing some excellent defense, frustrating Lake City on that end of the floor. But you get the impression right now, I know it's only a 6-point lead, but it's got that feel like the floodgates might be creaking open potentially.
Well, I don't know if I feel like the floodgates are opening or the fact that it is completely dry on the offensive end for the Ramblers. One bucket is all they got to show for their efforts in the first quarter, and there's less than a minute left. I mean, their defense is still playing strong when you only give up 9 points to this powerful of a team. The problem is on the offensive end, there's maybe sacrificing too much defense for the offense.
Out of the timeout. Ramblers with the ball. Boonstra gives it up to Agama. Agama driving the right side. Tosses up the shot off the glass. No good. Riley Bisbal with the rebound. Riley Bisbal up the right side. Cut off by Agama. Now she'll send a swing pass over for Bellows, wide open for three. Olivia Bellows knocks down the first long-range bomb for the Trojans. 5 seconds remaining now. Skierbeck, topside Agama. Agama will fire at the buzzer. Back iron nearly knocked it down. And at the end of the first quarter, Lake City Trojans close on a 12-0 run. They lead at 12-3. We'll take a break. Second quarter coming your way right after this.
We've all been there. We rely on our vehicles more than ever to get us where we need to go, safe and sound. McBain Auto Service is open Monday through Friday and are fully licensed and insured to serve you. With over 50 years combined experience, they specialize in everything from brakes to engine repair with no job too big or small. Stop in for a safety inspection. McBain Auto Service, located at 9438 South Maury Road in McBain, or call 231-825-2729. In the small town of McBain lies a locally owned family pharmacy that takes pride in helping improve the health of every patient that comes through the door. At McBain Family Pharmacy, you're more than just a prescription. Here, you're family, and their experienced team of professionals are always available to answer any questions you may have regarding prescription and over-the-counter medications. McBain Family Pharmacy is your full-service family pharmacy for both traditional and compound medication. Call them today at 231-825-8175. That's 231-825-8175. Or stop by their store, located at 119 North Roland Street in McBain.
12-3 our score here in Lake City as Emma Boonstra takes a quick jumper for the McBain Ramblers as the second quarter gets underway off the mark. The Ramblers, though, collect the rebound, and they will reset the offense. Jay Simon alongside Gary Hawkeye Vanna. Rich Spicer still turning the dials for us back in the studio. Zach Wiggins will be taking over shortly as Skierbeck thought about the three. Oh, they're going to say it. They're going to call that a jump ball, actually. It will be Lake City basketball. Skierbeck thought about shooting the three, Hawkeye. Bellows got an arm out and got a hand on the ball, and they called that a jump ball because Skierbeck never let go of it.
That was an interesting call, but another advanced optometry good call.
Yep. Chloe Bisbal trying to work against Skierbeck. Skierbeck harassing her. Now she'll get the steal. Skierbeck the other way against Bellows will stop, and they'll count it. Hoop in the harm for Emma Skierbeck, asserting herself here as this second quarter gets going. Chloe Bisbal, and I swear every time I call her Olivia, somebody should hit me. Chloe Bisbal was driving on Skierbeck. Skierbeck did a great job of cutting her off, and then when she tried to reverse field and pass it, Skierbeck knocked it down with a right paw, got the steal, and then went coast to coast for the layup, and now at the line for a free throw. Should note, Hawkeye, that over to our left here in the stands, Manton Ranger head coach J.P. Katona sitting behind a camera watching this game with interest. And his Rangers will meet the winner of this on Friday night at 7 o'clock. That game can be heard here on 107.9 CDY. No matter what happens in this game, just depends on what crew you'll hear. There's a beautiful pass across the lane. Riley Bisbal finds Nicole Adams for the lefty lay-in. And it's a 14-6 Lake City lead, 6:50 to go here in the first half. Emma Skierbeck gives it up to Neverth. Back to Skierbeck on the left wing. Neverth lowering the boom with a pick. Boonstra driving baseline. We're going to get a foul on the floor before she can get to the rim. They're going to call this Megan Hose, I believe. It'll be the third on the Trojans, first on Hose. Skierbeck will inbound under her own basket. Sends it through the net and finds Kate Heiston. Is that how you say it? Heistan. You got to remember that one. It looks like it should be Heiston.
Yep.
And there's an errant pass from Heistan. Riley Bisbal picks it off. And Riley Bisbal lays it in. Almost a little too strong, but it hangs onto the front of the rim and drops. 16-6. Lake City with the lead, 6:10 remaining here in the first half. Heistan now, free throw line extended far side, right in front of the brightest orange jacket I've ever seen. Heistan crosses up Bellows, cut off, though, nicely by Bisbal. Here's a three ball off the mark from Alexis Gildy, and here come the Trojans. And that pass, too strong. Caught by Ramblers Superintendent Steve Preisel.
Our special halftime guest.
Make sure you stick around. McBain Hardware Halftime Show will have Dr. Steve Preisel. I have no idea what he and Gary will talk about it, but I know you'll enjoy it. Rambler basketball, 5:45 to go here in the second quarter. Skierbeck, far side, at the volleyball line. Will put it on floor, working against Bellows. Uses a Boonstra pick. Swung over for Kaylee Hooker. Inside, nice drive by Agama, lays it in.
Coop with the scoop for the hoop.
You do love that one. 16-8. Trojans with the lead, 5:25 to go here in the second quarter. Chloe Bisbal, top of the key, again working against Skierbeck. Gives it to Bellows on the near side. He stand all up in her grill. Back to Chloe Bisbal, now trying to get it down to Riley. And Agama, face guarding her, basically stopped that pass without seeing it coming. Turnover, gives it to McBain. 5 minutes remaining here in the first half. He stand, top of the key for Hooker. To Agama, dribbles across the top of the lane to Boonstra. Handoff Skierbeck, quick trigger on the three, rattles it home. Emma Skierbeck with a long-range three ball, and it's a 16-11 Trojan lead. 5-0 run by McBain. 4:40 to go here in the first half.
This is awesome to watch Skierbeck fire up out here and really try and take the game over a little bit.
We're going to get a double dribble because Chloe Bisbal wanted to pass that to Adams, lost the handle, picked it up with two hands. And the double dribble will give the ball back to McBain. We're going to get a Lake City timeout. It is a 30-second variety, so we will keep it here. Jay Simon alongside Gary Hawkeye Vanna. Our special thanks to Falmouth Co-op, McBain Rural Agricultural Schools, and the Wexford Missaukee Career Tech Center for our broadcast partners. Couldn't do it without them. Make sure you stick around. The McBain Hardware Halftime Show coming up. We'll have Dr. Steve Preisel talking with Hawkeye, along with all your first half stats and thoughts. If you're leaving our listening area, make sure you head over to 107.9Wcdy.com, click the game logo, and you can listen to us anywhere in the world where we got a solid internet connection. Live streaming of McBain Rambler basketball on 107.9 CDY. Brought to you by McLean Transmissions. For anything transmission related and for quality used cars, call 231-779-1394. That's 779-1394. McLean Transmissions. 4.5 minutes remaining here in the first half. Ramblers with the ball. They trail 16-11. As he stands, we're going to get a foul. Yeah, this is going to be on the Trojans. It's going to be on Nicole Adams. I don't know if she was fighting through the pick or something.
Yeah,
or...
she ran into one Callie Hooker, and Callie said, denied. Denied.
Emma Skierbeck's going to get a breather. I assume this will be a brief one. Kukuragama being harassed by Chloe Bisbal. Reverses her direction, gets it to Heastan. Heastan uses a Hooker pick. Boonstra now. Hand it off to Agama. Top of the key for Hooker. Ramblers in this little bit of a weave of sorts. Naderhood trying to force a pass to Boonstra. And Chloe Bisbal intercepted it. That's where sometimes if the pass isn't there, you got to step out of the offense, right?
Yeah, but what would happen if they just stood around her and made her hold the ball for 5 seconds?
Agama being bothered by Chloe Bisbal. Lost the handle, got it back. Gets it to Naderhood now. On the far side. Dribbles top side. Little handoff game again. Ends up in the hands of Boonstra. Here's Heastan. Heastan drives to the free throw line. Pass is picked off by Riley Bisbal. Riley Bisbal crosses up. 16-foot jumper is good. 18-11 Lake City. 3:35 to go here in the second quarter. Naderhood checked by Bellows. Tries to drive baseline. Loses the handle. They're going to say Bellows touched it. And it'll be Rambler basketball. And just like that, Skierbeck, your blow is done. Get back on the floor. Heastan will take a seat. Not so sure we've had a Trojan substitution, have we?
No, we haven't.
There's a lot of bent over black jerseys out there right now. Naderhood will put it on the floor. Naderhood driving baseline. Tough jumper won't go. Riley Bisbal with the rebound. And then Riley trying to get it away from her will draw the foul. Naderhood is very upset. She felt she had the ball and that they just fought for it, but the official right on top of it calls Naderhood for the foul. It's going to be her third. And she will take a seat next to Coach Bronkema. 3:20 to go here in the first half. 18-11 Lake City. Adams on the left wing. Now back to Riley Bisbal running the point. Riley drives to the left wing. Short jumper is off the mark. Rebound pulled down by Callie Hooker. 3 minutes remaining in the first half. Agama over the timeline. Boonstra on the left wing. Dribbles to the top of the key. Swings it around for Hooker. She'll hand it off to Agama. Now Never. Back to Skierbeck. Skierbeck reverses direction. Skierbeck trying to pass it back to Never. Slipped on the ground, and then we're going to get a jump ball. And the possession arrow should belong to Lake City, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, we got that last one with Naderhood, so.
Skierbeck just went down like there was a patch of ice where she's at. 2:40 to go here in the first half as Chloe Bisbal drives, hands it off to Adams. Now back for Bellows. Straightaway three ball on the way. Back iron no good. Rebounds skied for and grabbed by Boonstra. Quickly up ahead for Skierbeck. Give it back to her. Yes, she's open. Three ball, front iron, no good. Riley Bisbal with the rebound. Skierbeck gave that ball up just as her defender fell back on her butt. They got it back to her. She had another open look right where she hit the last one. Here's a 15-footer from Riley Bisbal, no good. And Neverth will pull down the rebound. 18-11 Lake City, 2:05 to go here in the second quarter. Agama passes it back to Boonstra. Boonstra driving baseline. Tough shot, gets it up off the glass over Adams.
She willed that shot in as she went through Adams. I don't know if she went over or through her with that ball. Barely got it above the rim, but it was a speed line for the bucket.
Emma Boonstra with her first bucket of the game cuts it to a 5-point Lake City lead. Minute 40 remaining here in the first half. Chloe Bisbal will give it to Adams. Adams across the paint. Now flips it out for Chloe. She'll pump fake, puts it on the floor. Nice pass down low for Hose. Nice pass across the lane for Riley Bisbal, who lays it up and in. Gorgeous pass by Hose, unselfish play, and it's a 20-13 Trojan lead. Minute 20 to go here in the first half. We're going to get a foul on the Trojans. Chloe Bisbal basically trying to run through the Leah Neverth pick, and Leah Neverth not having it. They're going to say Chloe Bisbal commits the foul. Coach Tizron pleading his case. That's a tough one because the person setting the pick has the right to that space if they're there. You can't go through them, right?
No, you can't.
Cooper Agama driving baseline is going to draw a foul. And Cooper is going to go to the line for the Ramblers. I almost said first free throws. That's not true. Skierbeck had an and one. That foul is going to be on Chloe Bisbal, Hawkeye, and that's her third.
You want to know my interesting stat of the season?
Yes.
Riley Bisbal only has 9 fouls on the season.
On the season?
On the season.
Wow. That's impressive. All ones on the board. 1:11 remaining in this one as Cooper Agama drains both freebies. And we're going to get a 30-second Rambler timeout with a minute 10 to go here in the first half. It's a 20-15 Lake City lead. It looked like for all the world they were going to start pulling away. Had a 12-3 lead at the end of the first quarter, but the Ramblers refusing to bow. They don't want their season to end either. And despite the technical that's keeping Coach Drew Bronkema on the bench, you can bet he's got a loud enough voice to make sure his girls are hearing him.
Well, that is true, and you got to wonder what kind of conditions these Trojans in, because McBain's been able to scratch back, and yet the starters have yet to get a rest. For the Trojans, they have yet to sub a single player, and McBain's already gone 8 deep.
Well, they've been forced because Chloe Bisbal picking up her third foul. Emma Nickerson is now in the game for Chloe Bisbal. So they get her off for the last minute 10 of this first half as Bellows will run the point, bring it over the timeline. Bellows crossover, Hands it to Adams. Adams will give it to Riley Bisbal, top of the key. Riley, left-handed dribble. That's another thing I really like. Riley, 6-footer, can handle the ball really well. Pass attempt, though, after the double team, knocked away by Neverth, and Agama comes up with it. Cooper Agama down low for Boonstra. Pass a little too hot. Emma can't pull it in, and it goes out of bounds. Riley Bisbal, at the top of the key, they're content to leave her alone for the most part, but as soon as she drives below the free throw line, she's getting 2 and sometimes 3 white jerseys. Despite that, she leads all scorers with 11 points. Here's Bellows. A little high dribble right in front of the Rambler bench. Rambler fans, of course, wanting the call. 25 seconds remaining here in the first half.
Yeah, you can hear the Rambler faithful starting to take over the officiating a little bit.
Adams on the left wing. Skip past Bellows. Agama trying to chase her off the three-point line. Does a nice job of that. Adams into the corner. Nickerson now. Top side Bellows. 11 seconds left. They're going to double team Bellows. Bellows driving right side. Runs right into Neverth. And the ball loose. Now Adams is going to steal the entry pass. Heaves up a 3. Hose can't save it. And that will end the first half. The McBain Ramblers scratch and claw their way back in that second quarter. And we got a ball game, 20-15. Lake City with the lead at halftime. Coming up, the McBain Hardware halftime show. We'll have our thoughts, our stats, and Dr. Steve Preisel, the McBain superintendent, will join Hawkeye. We'll be back right after this.
Providing great service and quality to our customers, LC Materials is here for you and all your concrete and aggregate needs, both residential and commercial projects. We can assist you in estimates, sand and gravel needs, project details, and on-time delivery. LC Materials is also in Cadillac at the Concrete Store. The Concrete Store has building supplies, stone, block, tools, and other accessories to help you finish your project. So when you're ready, call LC Materials. We're ready when you are, online at lcmaterials.net.
Don's Auto Clinic, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, and High Point GMC Cadillac continue to grow together to serve you better. Our staffs are a group of hardworking individuals who, just like you, get the job done every day by showing the dedication and determination to teamwork. You will not find a more dedicated team making the car or truck buying experience more seamless and easy. Locally owned dealerships, proud to support all local high school sports. We're behind you all the way.
Making the final arrangements for a loved one is never easy. At Burkholder Family Funeral Home in McBain, they can help you get through the process one step at a time. Serving the families in McBain and the surrounding communities for over 40 years, they take pride in providing exceptional services that families can actually afford. The caring and compassionate staff at Burkholder Family Funeral Home can help ease the burden. Burkholder Family Funeral Home. Visit them today at 211 North Pine Street in McBain or call 231-825-8191.
High school students are training for the jobs of tomorrow today at the Wexford-Missaukee Career Technical Center in Cadillac. Juniors and seniors from 12 area high schools can choose from 14 career-driven programs. Free college credit is available. Visit WMISD.org and click or tap the Career Technical Education link. See all the great programs, then talk to your student's counselor. Call 876-2200. The Wexford-Missaukee Career Technical Center on 13th Street across from Baker College. Proud to serve the students of McBain High School. CTC is the place to be.
We've all been there. We rely on our vehicles more than ever to get us where we need to go, safe and sound. McBain Auto Service is open Monday through Friday and are fully licensed and insured to serve you. With over 50 years combined experience, they specialize in everything from brakes to engine repair with no job too big or small. Stop in for a safety inspection. McBain Auto Service, located at 9438 South Maury Road in McBain, or call 231-825-2729.
And welcome back to Lake City High School. Jay Simon alongside Gary Hawkeye Vanna. Zach Wiggins turning the dials for us, our producer and engineer, back in the studio. This is the McBain Hardware halftime show. See Ron or Tyler for all your needs, as Gary's brother-in-law will tell you. If McBain Hardware doesn't have it, well, you probably don't need it. This broadcast also brought to you in part by LC Materials, McBain Family Pharmacy, and McNally's Party Store. Our sincere thanks to all of our broadcast partners for their support of Rambler Athletics here on 107.9 CDY. Halftime, 20-15. The Trojans lead the Ramblers here in this Division III semifinal, the second of two tonight. The Manton Rangers have already punched their ticket to Friday's final with a dominating victory over Roscommon in our opener. Let's run down the scoring for you in that first half. For the Trojans, they were led by Riley Bisbal. She's got 11 points. She had 5 in the opener, 6 in the second quarter, and has been a dominating presence down low. Chloe Bisbal has 4 points, but she's also got 3 fouls at the last minute 10 or so of that first half. Olivia Bellows has a triple. She's got 3, and Nicole Adams with a bucket to round out the scoring for the Trojans, who are 1 of 3 from the free throw line. Meanwhile, the Ramblers were paced by Emma Skierbeck, who knocked down a triple and had an and one in that second quarter. She's got 6. Olivia Naderhood hit a triple. She's also got 3 fouls. Emma Boomstra has 2 points, and Cooper Agama has 4. The Ramblers 3 of 3 from the charity stripe. Unofficially, McBain 2 of 6 from deep. The Trojans 1 of 4. Right now, we want to welcome McBain's superintendent, Dr. Steve Preisel, who is going to have a chat here with Hawkeye. Mr. Preisel, nice to see you.
Well, Dr. Preisel, first time these two teams met, McBain only scored 4 first-half points against Lake City, and they're all from the free throw line from Olivia Naderhood. Then this first quarter ended, McBain was down 12-3, and all the points were scored by Olivia Naderhood. I was thinking deja vu all over again. But then something happened. What did you see happen?
You know what? First of all, I mean, when we came out in that 1-2-2, 3-2 zone, it really threw them off. And yeah, she came out and hit that 3. And the Lake City plays some really tough in-your-face man defense, and I just felt like the kids stayed with it. They do a lot of handoffs and ball screens, and they just started to get aggressive a little bit more. I'd like to see them get a little bit more aggressive going to the basket, but they're in their face. I'll give credit to Lake City. I thought that the defensive stance right off the bat really helped. Then, of course, they scored 12 unanswered points, and I give our kids a ton of credit coming back, because going on a 12-0 run, they're at home. Sometimes you get into a shell, and our kids came back. I just felt like they got more aggressive, and they stuck with it. They got confidence.
What player did you feel really may have led the McBain Ramblers on the change of directions or stop the bleeding, so to speak, and really led them back?
The one hoop that I really liked was when Cooper Agama went to the basket. I don't think anybody expected her to, but we really need more of that. And she's little, but she's tough. And when she took that corner, I just seen a lot of times where the kids, they're not quite taking the corner. They might be a little bit of fear with is it Bisbal? Bisbal. She's sitting back there with her long arms. But yeah, I thought Cooper, as a senior coming out and being one of the smaller on the floor, she wasn't afraid, and she took it too. And I think the other kids see that.
Well, as we said, another thing we want to keep an eye on, I don't know if you think this type of game might have an effect on this, or if you even noticed that, but Lake City didn't sub into the last minute of the second quarter only because Chloe Bisbal, cousin to Riley, had her 3rd foul, where McBain has already gone 8 deep into their bench. Yeah. How do you see that affecting the rest of this game?
At the high school level, I'm not sure if it means a ton as far as they're losing their legs. But, if I was Coach Bronkham, I'd be in the locker room making exactly your point, that's showing a lot of respect to our kids. I mean, they're saying, look, we're going to play our 5 best, and we're going to go with it no matter what. So I think it's a real vote of confidence to our kids that and a lot of respect that Lake City is showing our girls.
Well, the Lake City team comes back to a very friendly applause by the home crowd to shoot out. We have 3 minutes and 15 seconds left. While we're doing that, we've had some other business going on outside of basketball at the school. We had a little feature on the Rambler Review recently. Did you finally get a chance to find it and watch it? All right. And what was that big news?
Yeah, we did the Rambler Review with Mr. Vanna and Mr. Fredine over at the new Early Learning Center. We finally got in. It's not complete yet. We're still going through punch lists and doing some of the final details. It was just, I've gotten a lot of really positive feedback. The community's been excited for a long time, but to get inside and see it, and it was a great idea by you to, say, hey, let's do it over at the Learning Center. And I've been over there a number of times, and I'm like, you know what? Nobody else has really been over. So, overwhelmingly, the feedback has been real positive. People just want to get in themselves and take a look at it.
All right, so the Early Learning Center, if you haven't got a chance to see it, check out the Rambler Review special feature featuring Dr. Preisel, Mr. McBain and myself on this one. In addition to that, some other business and stuff like that. Looks like spring's finally coming here.
I hope there's no more snow days, but you know what? I never bet on it because you never know. But we certainly haven't had as many this year.
No, we're doing good in this year, and the school's been pretty healthy.
And the school's been healthy. Thank goodness for the kids coming around, but that was unfortunate. But we're hoping for a strong finish here to the year.
Outstanding. Hey, this has been Dr. Prize. We're hoping to have him as our halftime guest for every postseason game as long as we can track him down. You are listening to the McBain Hardware halftime show. McBain Hardware, your home for the top quality Milwaukee products that you want. Everything's battery operated right now, and Milwaukee is a leader in that. And you can go ahead and stop by there, and you can get your anything from a chop saw to a weed whipper to a blower to a sawzall. So stop by McBain Hardware, because as my brother-in-law likes to say, if they don't have it, then you probably don't need it. You're listening to McBain Rambler Basketball on the all-new 107.9 CDY.
Don's Auto Clinic, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, and High Point GMC Cadillac continue to grow together to serve you better. Our staffs are a group of hardworking individuals who, just like you, get the job done every day by showing the dedication and determination to teamwork. You will not find a more dedicated team making the car or truck buying experience more seamless and easy. Locally owned dealerships, proud to support all local high school sports. We're behind you all the way.
20-15 our score here at the McBain Hardware halftime show. The Lake City Trojans with the lead over the McBain Ramblers. Jay Simon alongside Gary Hawkeye Van. Our thanks to Dr. Steve Preisel for making an appearance here at halftime. Zach Wiggins, our producer and engineer, back in the studio. Third quarter about to get underway. It will be Rambler basketball, and they will go left to right across your radio dial. Emma Boonstra will get it in. Emma Skierbeck will take over. And here go the Ramblers offensively. Skierbeck, using a Boonstra pick, will drive right side. Baseline rejected by Riley Bisbal with the left hand. Riley up ahead for Adams, but her pass behind Adams, and Adams unable to control it. And it goes out of bounds. It will be Rambler basketball. But what an athletic block by Bisbal against a similarly sized Emma Skierbeck.
Yeah, that was an outstanding attack there. I just hope that play does not get in Emma Skierbeck's head and gives her a chance to lose her confidence attacking the basket or shooting. The thing that's impressing me about Riley right now is her quick hands.
Here's Naderhood driving baseline, a little too strong on the short jumper, and the weak side rebound pulled down by Riley Bisbal. 7:15 remaining here in the third quarter. 2015 Lake City as the Trojans over the timeline going right to left across your radio dial. Adams, lefty dribble into the paint, out to Bellows. Bellows thought about the three. Now she'll hand it off to Chloe Bisbal, playing with those three fouls. Inside Riley. Riley, turnaround jumper, partially blocked by Never, saved by Hose, but right to Emma Skierbeck. Here come the Ramblers. Skierbeck. Gorgeous pass for Never, but Riley Bisbal again sticks the arm out and taps it away. Riley Bisbal, a little hesitation, dribble, gets by Never, and lays it up and in.
Yeah, Naderhood was no man's land right there, because if she goes too aggressive, she could pick up her fourth foul. So she kind of had to play a little phantom defense.
Naderhood, top of the key, uses a Boonstra pick. Again, trying to drive, and Riley Bisbal cut her off with another block. Chloe Bisbal over the timeline, brings it over the volleyball line. Now she'll back it out with the lefty dribble, directing the offense. Between the legs, right-handed to the elbow. Now she'll flip it to Adams. Adams, Bellows thought about the three, and they're going to say she traveled. I thought she was just pump faking. She apparently was actually thinking about shooting, and she shuffled the feet.
Right now,
Turnover, I'll give it to McBain.
Right now, it feels like McBain needs to survive this momentum wave against them. If they can just hold through this, their fresh legs may help them through the rest of this half.
Skierbeck will get it to Naderhood. Naderhood, right-handed dribble, trying to get around Riley Bisbal. Goes baseline. Bisbal with another block. And this time it's going to go off Naderhood out of bounds, and it will be Lake City basketball. Riley Bisbal now with 3 blocks already just in the second half.
You know, Preisel was talking about how the girls need to keep on attacking the hoop, but I'm not sure that This is a good strategy at the moment.
It's not a bad idea if 32 is not in front of you. Chloe Bisbal drives to the right wing, backs it out, being harassed by Boonstra. Now she'll give it up to Bellows. Bellows lefty dribble to the top of the key. Left side for Adams. She'll step inside, 15-footer, comes up short, rebound into the hands of Naderhood. 5.5 minutes remaining here in the third quarter. It's a 22-15 Trojan lead. Agama over the timeline. Left-handed dribble, goes baseline. Cut off nicely by Adams, now out to Skierbeck. Skierbeck thought about the step-back three. Now she'll swing it to Naderhood, who hands it off to Agama, and she'll dribble to the top of the key, call out the play. Boonstra to Skierbeck, being defended by Bellows. Here's a three from Naderhood. Front iron, no good, and this is going to go out of bounds. And it'll be Lake City basketball as we get a Rambler substitution. Alexis Gildy checks into the game for Naderhood. So Naderhood gives Coach Bronkema 3 good minutes to start this third, and they get her off the floor playing with those 3 fouls. Speaking of 3 fouls, Chloe Bisbal over the timeline. Right wing for Bellows, top side for Hose. Neverth is not within 10 feet of her. Apparently Megan Hose not a threat to shoot the 3. Here's Riley Bisbal. Dribbling and loses the handle, and it goes out of bounds. It'll be Rambler basketball. Riley just lost control of that one. I've done that lots of times.
You know what I've yet to see Riley Bisbal do all season long? Complain about a call.
No, she makes faces like all players tend to do. I've never seen her actually say anything to anybody or do that palms up complaining thing. Bisbal went for the steal. Boonstra driving down low, and now we're going to get a foul. Boonstra got it to Neverth on the block, and she's going to draw the foul on Hose. Now, there are 9 black jerseys, 9 dressed players on the bench for Lake City. We've had 1 substitution for 1:10. Neverth on the inbounds, cutting inside the Trojan defense, lays it up and in.
That's adjudicate Gildy pitch perfect play of the game nominee.
4:05 remaining here in the third. It's a 22-17 Trojan lead. Ramblers have not been able to cut it to under 5 since they fell behind 9-3 early in the game. There's a drive by Adams, cut off nicely by Gildy, who got a partial block, and then the Ramblers save it. Here comes Agama over the timeline. Agama to the right wing for Skierbeck, harassed by Bellows. Skierbeck surveying, lefty dribble, will give it up to Neverth, top of the key, swung to Gildy. Gildy into the corner for Agama, defended by Adams. 1 dribble, and she'll give it up to Neverth. Now she gets it back on the left baseline. Now she'll cross over, try baseline, spin back to the middle, swung over to Gildy. She'll take a long 2 and drains it. Alexis Gildy with the 2-point jumper, and it's a 3-point Trojan lead with 3:15 to go here in the third quarter.
The junior doing a great job with their limited time on the floor right now, really proving how much they all want this game.
And Riley Bisbal's jumper partially blocked by Neverth before she could get it above her head. Here come the Ramblers again. Agama driving baseline, cut off. Now she'll spin and take it to the top of the key, being bothered by Chloe Bisbal. Chloe Bisbal trying to see if Cooper wore her deodorant tonight, as she is all up in her grill. Here's Gildy now driving baseline, and we're going to get a jump ball. And the jump ball possession here will give it to Lake City. So the Trojan defense getting a hand on top of the ball. We'll get it back. 2:35 to go here in the third quarter. It's a 22-19 Trojan lead. Riley Bisbal crosses over on Boonstra into the paint. Boonstra did a nice job of staying in front of her. Here's Chloe Bisbal. Drives down the left lane, behind the back, now top of the key for Bellows. Bellows, right-handed dribble. On the right wing for Adams, who's apparently not a threat to shoot. Adams, left-handed dribble, now down low for Riley, who turns, beautifully defended by Neverth, who got her hands on top of the ball. And another jump ball will give the ball back to McBain. Neverth doing a great job, Hawkeye, of getting to that ball before Riley Bisbal can get it over her head, because once Riley does that, you can't do anything about it without fouling her.
When she puts it in that air that no one else can live in, she owns it, so Neverth's not letting her get to her penthouse.
Here's Gildy on the left baseline, gives it up to Skierbeck, harassed by Bellows. Skierbeck a little between the legs action. I can't dribble like that. Wow. Cooper Agama for three. Too strong. Weak side rebound pulled down by Neverth. She goes to the ground, though, sliding. And the loose ball is picked up by the Trojans. Here comes Riley Bisbal up the right side. Riley Bisbal on the right wing, now top side for Bellows. Minute and a half to go here in the third quarter. It's a 3-point Lake City lead. Chloe Bisbal to Adams. To Riley Bisbal at the free throw line. Turns, faces up, drives right. Little floater with the right hand is good. Riley Bisbal pushes it back to a 5-point Trojan lead with minute 15 to go here in the third. Agama driving left side, got an open look, too strong, and the weak side rebound pulled down by Chloe Bisbal.
I think Agama shot that a half a step earlier than she wanted to because of Riley Bisbal closing the gap on her.
Inside a minute to go here in the third quarter. Chloe Bisbal top of the key against Skierbeck. Adams on the left wing. Alexis Gildy's down on the block. She's 12 feet away from her. You can tell that Drew Bronkema has clearly scouted the Trojans, and he knows who he worries about outside that three-point line. 40 seconds remaining. Chloe Bisbal to the free throw line for Hose. Down low for Bisbal. Riley Bisbal's lefty layup won't go, but Emma Boonstra makes contact. And that will send Riley Bisbal to the line for a couple of free throws.
Yeah, good job on Riley going to that left hand. You don't see that very often, and boys or girls being able to use the body to shield you on that hand.
First foul on Boonstra. 35 seconds remaining here in the third quarter. I want to remind you, this broadcast of today's game, copyrighted presentation of the Michigan High School Athletic Association and 107.9 CDY. No reproduction, retransmission, or other distribution of the descriptions or accounts of this game may take place without the express written consent of the MHSAA and 107.9 CDY. As Riley Bisbal goes 1 of 2 from the charity stripe. It's a 6-point Lake City lead, 25-19, 30 seconds to go here in the third quarter. Cooper Agama over to Naderhood on the left wing. Top side for Leah Neverth. Agama on the right wing now, being harassed by Hose. Agama surveying. Right-handed dribble, she'll go baseline. Now crosses over, spins back baseline again. Little floater, in and out. And Riley Bisbal with the rebound. She'll get it back from Adams. 5 seconds. Riley Bisbal quickly over half court. Will let it heave from half court. Front iron. Nearly drained that from 45 feet away, but it does not go. And at the end of 3 quarters, the Ramblers trail the Trojans 25-19 here in this D3 district semifinal. We'll take a short break. Be back. Fourth quarter action coming your way right after this.
Providing great service and quality to our customers, LC Materials is here for you and all your concrete and aggregate needs, both residential and commercial projects. We can assist you in estimates, sand and gravel needs, project details, and on-time delivery. LC Materials is also in Cadillac at the Concrete Store. The Concrete Store has building supplies, stone, block, tools, and other accessories to help you finish your project. So when you're ready, call LC Materials. We're ready when you are, online at lcmaterials.net.
25-19, the Lake City Trojans lead the McBain Ramblers as we get ready for the final 8 minutes of this Division III district semifinal. Winner takes on the Manton Rangers on this court on Friday night at 7 p.m. Will the Lake City Trojans look to pull off a third victory over the Manton Rangers, or do the McBain Ramblers have an upset in them, and will they get their shot at district hardware? Trojans with the ball to start the fourth quarter. I'm going to let you know this broadcast brought to you in part by Burkholder Family Funeral Home, Don's Auto Clinic, and High Point Cadillac GMC, as well as McBain Auto Service. As the Trojans going right to left. Here's Hose at the free throw line. Kick out, Chloe Bisbal on the left wing. Right-handed dribble into the lane. Cut off by Neverth. Finds Hose out to Adams. Down low to Riley Bisbal. And we're going to get a foul from behind on the Ramblers. I think they're going to get Leah Neverth. Nope,
I think Callie Hooker.
I think they're going to get Callie Hooker. You're right. Good call. An advanced optometry, good color analyst call. That's why they call him Hawkeye, people.
Katie Heastand checks in the game to give Cooper Agama her last break of the game, I would propose.
Chloe Bisbal, lefty dribble, will take it to the top of the key, behind the back. Now over to Adams on the right wing. Top side for Bellows. Left wing, Chloe. Chloe, 3-ball, back iron, top of the backboard, pulled down by Heastan. Over to Skierbeck. She'll bring it over the timeline. 7:20 remaining in the ball game. It's a 25-19 Lake City lead. Low scoring, defensive-oriented game. Skierbeck looking for Hooker, cutting down the lane. Hooker, low pass, was forced to kind of pause, catch it, and then kind of jump stopped. But she had never really made a basketball move, so the turnover will give the ball back to the Trojans as Chloe Bisbal brings it over the timeline, uses a Riley pick. Top side for Hose. Left wing, Adams. Boy, here's Adams, long 2-ball, back iron, no good, and the rebound pulled down by Never. I wish I could paint the picture better. You got Adams on the left wing, you got Hose at the top of the key, and you have 3 white jerseys surrounding Riley Bisbal down on that left block. There is nobody within 15 feet of either of those 2 Trojans. As Naderhood puts her head down, wants an and one, lays it in over the front of the rim. Tough shot by Olivia Naderhood.
She just went bull in China shop on that one to the basket.
25-21, 6.5 remaining here in this ball game. Adams on the left wing. Again, 2 white jerseys surrounding Riley Bisbal, daring Nicole Adams to shoot from that left wing.
Well, 2 things are happening with that. They're keeping the ball out of Bisbal's hands, and she has a real tough time getting any offensive rebounds.
She's frustrated, you can tell, because she wants to get the ball. Now they find her on the left block, forces up a tough shot, and the Ramblers knock it away. Here comes Skierbeck over the timeline. Skierbeck, top of the key. Right wing for Heastan. Heastan now trying to get it to Never. Never swings it around Hooker. Hooker working against Hose, top of the key, Naderhood. Never slid down. Naderhood couldn't get it to her. Naderhood will drive now into the paint. Little Euro step, but too strong off the glass. And the rebound pulled down by Chloe Bisbal. 5.5 minutes remaining here in the ball game. 25-21 Lake City. Megan Hose is having a bit of an issue. That might be a cramp the way she's trying to hold that foot. Chloe Bisbal drives. Now she'll pull it out to the right wing. Now the lefty dribble, she'll bring it out to the volleyball line, being guarded by Skierbeck. Riley Bisbal, left wing. Right-handed dribble into the paint. We get a quick foul on Hooker. I think Megan Hose is either having a cramp. Yeah, it's got to be a cramp. She's trying to stretch that left calf by pulling up her toes and pulling back on her toes. And it's interesting that Bill Tizron, with 5:12 remaining in the game, elects to leave her out there. Tough young lady fighting through it. 5 minutes remaining here in the ball game. Bellows, top of the key, defended by Heastan. Uses an Adams pick, swung over to Chloe Bisbal on the right wing. Lefty dribble will bring it to the top of the key. Inside, 5 minutes to go. Adams will pull up, jumper, front iron, no good. And the rebound chased down. Adams will knock it out of bounds. It'll be McBain basketball. So the tactic of leaving Nicole Adams alone, working right now for the Ramblers, as she's missed a couple of short jumpers. Credit Adams for continuing to take them, because if they're going to leave you that open, you got to punish them for it, right? Got a timeout on the floor. I think this is the Ramblers with the timeout. It is a full timeout. While they talk it over, we'll take a break. 4:48 remaining in this one. 25-21, Lake City with the lead. Division III state semifinal action. We'll be back right after this.
In the small town of McBain lies a locally owned family pharmacy that takes pride in helping improve the health of every patient that comes through the door. At McBain Family Pharmacy, you're more than just a prescription. Here, you're family, and their experienced team of professionals are always available to answer any questions you may have regarding prescription and over-the-counter medications. McBain Family Pharmacy is your full-service family pharmacy for both traditional and compound medications. Call them today at 231-825-8175. That's 231-825-8175. Or stop by their store located at 119 North Roland Street in McBain.
When it's late, when it's snowing, when you just have to have it. It's nice knowing McNally's Party Store in downtown McBain is open 7 days a week, locally owned and operated with the friendliest cashiers helping to serve your grocery needs. From candy and chips to pop and munchies, McNally's Party Store, they're still keeping it cold. And wishing the McBain Ramblers good luck in tonight's game. That's McNally's Party Store in downtown McBain, open 7 days a week.
4:48 remaining in the ball game here at Lake City High School. Jay Simon alongside Gary Hawkeye Vanna, Zach Wiggins, our producer and engineer. 25-21, the Trojans with the lead as the Ramblers have the ball out of the timeout. And Cooper Agama from downtown drains the 3-ball, and it's a 1-point Lake City lead. Nicole Adams on the right wing. Top side for Bellows. Bellows uses an Adams pick. And now we're going to get a foul against the Trojans. This is going the other way.
Number 12 on the season.
10 or 12?
Number 11, 10, you're right.
Riley Bisbal picks up the foul, fighting through a Rambler screen. And with 4:15 remaining, McBain with a chance to take their first lead of the game since they got an Olivia Naderhood 3-pointer to start the game. Naderhood being defended by Chloe Bisbal. This is where the Trojan defense, I am certain, is going to ramp up. Naderhood uses a Neverth pick. Neverth was wide open cutting to the rim, but they just couldn't see her. Agama gives it up to Neverth, top of the key. Here's Skierbeck. Skierbeck. And that pass is picked off by Riley Bisbal. Quickly up ahead for Bellows. And the hoop and the harm is good. Olivia Bellows going to the rim on the left side. Draws the foul on Callie Hooker. And she'll go to the line for a traditional 3-point opportunity. Great outlet pass from Riley Bisbal to Olivia Bellows to set that up. Cooper Agama was down talking to Coach Bronkema. Bill Tizron finally noticed her and sent a team down to make sure they guarded her. Hooker is going to check out. Boonstra will check in. 28-24, Lake City, 3:40 remaining in the ballgame. Skierbeck has been quiet in the second half. She'll bring it over the timeline. Skierbeck between her legs. Nice step back, 3-ball on the way. Back iron no good, and Chloe Bisbal chases it down. 3:25 to go, 28-24, Lake City. Chloe over the volleyball line to the right wing for Adams, top side for Bisbal. She'll fire for 3. Bellows. Bellows off the mark, but Megan Hose with a big rebound. Megan Hose will drive it into the left baseline corner. Now gives it up to Chloe. She'll dribble at top of the key. 3:05 remaining. Right wing for Adams. Riley Bisbal cutting across the lane. Now she'll come back to the left side. Finds Adams all alone on the right baseline and lays it up and in.
You got to expect that more often because when you're paying that much attention, someone's got to be open.
Yep. Riley Bisbal makes the great pass to an open Nicole Adams, and it's back to a 6-point Lake City lead. 2:43 to go in the game. Cooper Agama, topside for Boonstra. Hands it off to Naderhood, being defended by Adams. Drives baseline, slides inside her defender. Layup, though, too strong, and the rebound ends up in the hands of Riley Bisbal, and the Naderhood takes it back. And we're going to get a jump ball. That is an awfully quick jump ball call. But the Ramblers will retain possession. Here's Naderhood on the left wing. Surveying, finds Skierbeck curling around. She'll fire for 3, too strong. But we're going to get an offensive foul. I think this is going to be on Emma Boonstra, boxing out a little hyper-aggressively. And Boonstra will pick up her second foul. It's the 5th on the Ramblers in this half. And we're going to get a timeout by the Ramblers, 2:16 remaining. It's a full timeout, but we will keep it here. A reminder, make sure you stick around. The Kelly's Pizza and Grill post-game show will be coming up. Hawkeye will hand out his post-game awards. We'll have all the stats and thoughts that you might want from this one. Winner of this game advances to Friday's final here on this court against the Manton Rangers. Tip-off will be at 7 p.m. That game will be right here on 107.9 CDY. guaranteed. Whether or not it will be Rick and Nate Swanson or some combination of the two crews, that game will be here on this station. So make sure you come back to listen. Jay Simon alongside Gary Hawkeye Vanna. Want to thank Shepherd's Agency, Pluger Mechanical, Northern Truck Service, and Advanced Optometry for their support of tonight's broadcast. You get a chance to stop into any of the broadcast partners whose spots or names you hear on this broadcast. Please stop in, give them a visit, tell them you heard them here on 107.9 CDY, and thank them for supporting these broadcasts. Out of the timeout, Ramblers extend their defense. Bellows and Chloe Bisbal playing keep away at the top of the key. Bellows will put it on the floor and get it over to Riley Bisbal. That's who the Trojans want us to foul, the Ramblers to foul, I should say. Bellows finds Chloe Bisbal far side. Bounce pass for Adams. Skip pass for Bellows. Well, I'd say, to me, if Adams or Hose gets the ball, I just foul him. If you're going to commit one, I would put one of those two at the line and see what they're made of. Minute 40 remaining in the ball game. Bisbal trying to hand it off to Bellows. Now finds Hose. Agama goes after her. Nearly got the steal. She gets it to Chloe Bisbal, and now we'll get a foul by Cooper Agama with a minute 31 remaining in the game. I'm not suggesting that Adams or Hose are poor free throw shooters. I'm just saying they don't shoot a lot in the game. Why not put them at the line, right?
Well, you know, you want to give it to Riley because that's who they sent to the line for the
right. Yeah,
technical.
She is definitely their best free throw shooter.
And Bellows is a great three-point shooter for them.
Just the 16th foul on the Ramblers, second on Cooper Agama. So the Trojans inbound. Olivia Bellows working against Cooper Agama. Behind the back, twisting. Should be 5. Nobody's counting 5 seconds right now. And now we'll finally get a foul. I don't know who's counting 5 seconds, as Cooper Agama is inside the shorts of Olivia Bellows. The official on the far side, I did not see him making a motion. I thought the near side official might be making motions and counting. I wasn't certain. Coach Bronkema now asking the question. My super secret source, I keep texting to ask questions. He's watching this game with us. As Olivia Bellows knocks down the first free throw. Minute 11 remaining in the game. Second free throw is good. Ramblers get it over the timeline. 32-24. Cutting inside, Agama just misses the layup. And now the loose ball ends up in the hands of Adams, and she's going to go to the line for a 1-and-1.
That's Cooper Agama's 4th of the game. But the senior only has 1 minute left. She needs to do whatever it takes to win this.
And Nicole Adams shows why I am merely a broadcaster. She calmly hits nothing but net on the first free throw. Second rattles around but drops. Big free throws from the Trojans, 34-24, 58 seconds remaining as Agama over the timeline. Here's Skierbeck. Uses a Neverth pick, and they're going to get a foul on Neverth. Leah Neverth setting the pick and kind of extended the arms on the pick, and the officials right on top of that. Yeah, we're going to get the Ramblers' final timeout. 50 seconds remaining. We'll take a quick break. 34-24, Trojans in control. We'll be back right after this.
McBain Rural Agricultural Schools is looking for the next generation of Ramblers. If you want to give your child the gift of a great education, make McBain Rural Agricultural Schools your school of choice. Every McBain Rambler gets a MacBook or iPad, a strong curriculum, including a variety of vocational programs, great athletics, and access to a brand new state-of-the-art performing arts center. Because great performances shouldn't be limited to the football field and basketball court. School of Choice is now open, which means a huge decision for your family is upon you. If you want a school that will challenge your child, support your child, and celebrate your child's individuality, make sure McBain is on your short list. It's never too late to change schools, and McBain is accepting students K through 12th grade. For more information, visit mcbain.org or call the superintendent's office at 231-825-2165. That's 231-825-2165. 231-825-2165.
34-24 with 50 seconds remaining. Lake City trying to salt this one away over the McBain Ramblers with possession. Riley Bisbal quickly over half court. Swings it up to Hose, who gets it back to Bellows, being guarded by Naderhood. Bellows behind the back multiple times. Naderhood now putting an arm on her and will draw the foul. And that will send Bellows to the line for 2 free throws, as that is the 10th on the Ramblers. Credit the Trojans. They are knocking down their free throws here in the fourth quarter when they need to, as Bellows falls victim to the announcer jinx. I didn't mean it, Olivia.
Can you say something about, like, there's no way that McBain can come back from a 10-point deficit with 36.8 seconds left for their announcer's jinx?
Well, I don't. Well, you just did, so. Bellows goes 1 of 2. 35-24, 30 seconds remaining. Skierbeck over the timeline. Skierbeck around Never. Flips it to Cooper Agama. Agama driving, trying to get it out to Skierbeck. She does. Skierbeck's 3 on the way, no good. Megan Hose with the rebound. Up to Riley Bisbal over half court. And Boonstra will foul Riley Bisbal with 14 seconds remaining. And Riley will get an opportunity to pad her stats, as the Trojans are going to get a rematch with the Manton Rangers. They beat the Ramblers twice in the regular season and knocked them off here in the postseason. They knocked off the Rangers twice in the regular season, and now we'll see if they can knock off the Rangers for a third time in Friday night's final. Mass substitutions for both teams. The Ramblers getting Cooper Agama and Leah Neverth off the court to get some well-deserved applause from the Rambler fans. As Riley Bisbal drains them both.
As McBain has pulled all the stars off the court except for Emma Boonstra. She'll be out there with Keegan Strickland, Callie Hooker, Alexis Gildy, who had some great minutes in this game, and Maggie O'Malley, the all-state honorable mention cross-country runner. So this is the futures right here, just running out the clock.
That'll do it. The Lake City Trojans close out the McBain Ramblers 37-24 to advance to Friday night's district final against the Manton Rangers. In a game you'll be able to hear right here on 107.9 CDY. Rick and Nate Swanson will have the call for you.
As the Ramblers leave the floor for the last time, some of these seniors, they have nothing to hang their head about because they were all but dead in the first quarter, and they gave Lake City more than they wanted for the rest of the game. And it wasn't until they had to get those freebie points from the free throw line that Lake City was really able to pull away.
Absolutely true. We'll take a moment to collect our stats and our thoughts. The Kelly's Pizza and Grill post-game show is coming your way right after this.
Making the final arrangements for a loved one is never easy. At Burkholder Family Funeral Home in McBain, they can help you get through the process one step at a time. Serving the families in McBain and the surrounding communities for over 40 years, they take pride in providing exceptional services that families can actually afford. The caring and compassionate staff at Burkholder Family Funeral Home can help ease the burden. Burkholder Family Funeral Home. Visit them today at 211 North Pine Street in McBain or call 231-825-8191.
High school students are training for the jobs of tomorrow today at the Wexford Misaki Career Technical Center in Cadillac. Juniors and seniors from 12 area high schools can choose from 14 career-driven programs. Free college credit is available. Visit WMISD.org and click or tap the Career Technical Education link. See all the great programs, then talk to your student's counselor. Call 876-2200. The Wexford Misaki Career Technical Center on 13th Street across from Baker College. Proud to serve the students of McBain High School. CTC is the place to be.
McBain Rural Agricultural Schools offers a quality, well-rounded education for the whole child. McBain students have a technological head start from the beginning with their own issued MacBook or iPad. Rambler students are immersed in strong curriculum, including access to a large variety of vocational programs, a winning athletics program, and access to a new state-of-the-art performing arts center. Challenging competitive times require a challenging competitive education. Give your child the McBain advantage. McBain Rural Agricultural Schools.
When it's late, when it's snowing, when you just have to have it. It's nice knowing McNally's Party Store in downtown McBain is open 7 days a week. Locally owned and operated with the friendliest cashiers helping to serve your grocery needs. From candy and chips to pop and munchies, McNally's Party Store, they're still keeping it cold. And wishing the McBain Ramblers good luck in tonight's game. That's McNally's Party Store in downtown McBain, open 7 days a week.
We've all been there. We rely on our vehicles more than ever to get us where we need to go safe and sound. McBain Auto Service is open Monday through Friday and are fully licensed and insured to serve you. With over 50 years combined experience, they specialize in everything from brakes to engine repair with no job too big or small. Stop in for a safety inspection. McBain Auto Service, located at 9438 South Maury Road in McBain, or call 231-825-2729.
37-24, your final here at Lake City High School as the Trojans defeat the McBain Ramblers in Division III girls district semifinal action. Jay Simon alongside Gary Hawkeye Vanna. Zach Wiggins turning the dials for us back in the studio. The Trojans earned the right to take on the Manton Rangers, who dominated the Roscommon Bucks in the first semifinal tonight on this floor, and they will square off Friday night at 7 p.m. You can hear Rick and Nate Swanson here on 107.9 CDY. They will be on the air at 6:45 p.m. And that should be a good one. Two teams who stood atop the Highland Conference this season. Trojans got the best of the Rangers in the two meetings during the regular season. I think some of that's going to be dependent on the status of Jade Wilder, who twisted an ankle in the game against Roscommon early. But the Rangers are a deep team, and I think that's going to be a good one on Friday night. Meanwhile, the McBain Ramblers season comes to an end, but you said it before we went to the break, Hawkeye. This is a team that has no business hanging their head as they leave this gym. They gave the Trojans everything they could have wanted and more, actually took the lead in the third quarter, early in the fourth quarter on a Cooper Agama three ball. No, I'm sorry. Pulled within one on a Cooper Agama three ball to make it 25-24. They trailed by as many as 9 earlier in the game, but they scrapped back. Unfortunately, they fell behind just enough to where they had to commit fouling as the clock started to run out. Where's the Elam ending from the All-Star game when you need it?
Yeah, that would have been a really cool way to finish that.
That would have been an interesting way, right?
Yes.
Because I think inside 4 minutes, I think it was still no more than a 4-point game. So now you add 8 points to the Trojans' lead, and the Ramblers don't have to foul to send them to the line. They can't run out of clock because there's no clock. It's an interesting. I mean, it's never really going to catch on. Oh, I shouldn't say never. Anyway, there's at least a large portion of our audience has no idea what I'm talking about. 37-24 the final. Let's run down the scoring for you from this one. Lake City Trojans paced by Grand Valley State-bound Riley Bisball, who finishes with a game-high 18 points, only player in double figures for either team. She goes 5 of 7 from the line, including 2 of 2 in the final quarter, as the Trojans knocked down 8 of their 9 free throws to salt this one away. They got 9 out of Olivia Bellows. Nicole Adams finishes with 6, including 4 big points in that final quarter. And Chloe Bisball had 4 points to round out the scoring for the Trojans, who go 10 of 14 from the free throw line on the night. Meanwhile, the Ramblers, led by Cooper Agama, who finishes with 7 points. Emma Skierbeck had 6. Olivia Naderhood finishes with 5. And then a bucket apiece for Emma Boonstra, Leah Neverth, and Alexis Gildy, who, as Hawkeye mentioned, came in and gave the Ramblers some terrific defensive minutes. Got to mention Kali Hooker as well. She did the same as the Ramblers went to their bench to try and just wear down these Trojans. The Trojans, until the end of the game, Emma Nickerson was the only non-starter to see any time whatsoever. She came in for about 1:10 at the end of the first half after Chloe Bisbal had picked up her 3rd foul. There were no substitutions until the final 14 seconds for Lake City. And while that is a fantastic 5-some, it does make you wonder how deep they can go in a situation like that when they meet deeper teams. But can't argue with the success. 20-1 on the season now are the Trojans.
Yeah, they're a very impressive, very fun team to watch out there as they were able to move the ball around. But, you know, they got a little befuddled there, and I think Matt walked away with a couple notes from what McBain was able to do against them to really stifle the offense, because Lake City only put up 37 points, which is well below their season average.
I am sure that J.P. Katona and his staff were taking furious notes in this one as they look to game plan for Friday night's final. We've got some post-game hardware that we need to hand out. Let's run through that, Hawkeye, and then I'm going to give you a chance to talk about these seniors. It's one of the best things about having not only the best color man in the business, but a McBain teacher, and he knows these kids better than anybody other than their parents. How about the picture perfect play of the game presented by Judy K. Gildy Photography? We had a couple nominations early that you brought to light, and there are a few more that I can think of toward the end of the game. There were some kind of subtle big moments. Leah Neverth had a couple of straight up blocks basically on Riley Bisbal on the interior, played an excellent defensive game tonight. We had the and ones, Cooper Agama's 3 that pulled them within 1. But this is why we pay you the big bucks, Hawkeye. Who do you got?
Well, I hate when people split awards or do multiple awards because they're too weak to make that call.
Lars Ferdinand.
So I have only got one Hawkeye, or the picture perfect play of the game, and I'm going to give that to Emma Boonstra in the first half with the hard layup into traffic where she just willed it in to help a sputtering offense get a little traction in the second quarter. So the Emma Boonstra layup in traffic is my Judy K. Gildy picture perfect play of the game.
This is the Kelly's Pizza and Grill post-game show. A reminder, you're listening to WCDY, McBain, Cadillac, Lake City. One more here before we get to the 2 big ones. George Johnson All-Heart Award, obviously given in honor of George Johnson, the longtime assistant basketball coach and uber Rambler fan. Well, we're going to give 2 George Johnson All-Heart Awards.
We're going to give the Huttinga.
Or we're going to go with the Huttinga Electric Defensive Player of the Game first. I'm sorry.
Yes, definitely.
I should ask you, Hawkeye, what do you want to give next before I start talking?
Once again, I don't give split awards.
Yes.
So I am giving the Huttinga Electric Defensive Player of the Game to Alexis Gildy. Fantastic job coming off her bench in limited time. Had 2 blocks, hard drive to the basket on the offensive end. Really kept Riley Bisbal in check because you had the brute force of Leah Neverth leaning on Riley most of the game, and then Emma Boonstra and her strength, and all of a sudden you have this skinny, very long girl that mixed things up on Riley right there. So I'm giving it to Alexis Gildy.
Congratulations, Alexis, our Huttinga Electric Defensive Player of the Game. I want to remind you this broadcast was brought to you in part by the McBain Rural Agricultural Schools, Wexford Missaukee Career Tech Center, the Falmouth Co-op, McBain Auto Service, Don's Auto Clinic and High Point Cadillac GMC, McBain Family Pharmacy, McNally's Party Store, and Burkholder Family Funeral Home. Now can I go to the George Johnson All-Heart Award? All right.
No, that's okay now.
Yes. George Johnson, as I was saying before, longtime assistant basketball coach and uber Rambler fan. Passed away a couple football seasons ago, but we honor his memory with the George Johnson All Heart Award, given to the player who best exemplifies the passion that George had for Rambler athletics. Hawkeye, who you got?
Once again, we hate splitting awards, so...
You know, he's right there. Should we call him up here, Lars? I mean, do you want to make sure he knows this? Or?
The George Johnson All Heart Award goes to Katie Heastand and Kayla Bosher, the seniors.
I thought you just said you hit. Okay, never mind. Congratulations to Katie Heastand and Kayla Bosher, winners of your George Johnson All Heart Award, playing their last game in the green and gold of the Ramblers. Want to also thank Shepherd's Agency, Pluger Mechanical, Northern Truck Service, McBain Hardware, Advanced Optometry, Kelly's Pizza and Grill, McLean Transmissions, Judy K. Gildy Photography, Huntinga Electric, and L&J Meat Market for their support of tonight's broadcasts. Because now it's time for the most exciting 15 seconds in all of high school broadcasting, and that is the L&J Meat Market Hawkeye Player of the Game. You stick around not to listen to us give you stats and thoughts about the game, but instead to find out who Hawkeye will bequeath this award upon. Gary, who you got?
There can only be one for this award. And you're going to say, you cheated, but I'm not cheating because they've been inseparable since their sophomore year, both coming up to varsity and starting. My Hawkeye Player of the Game, brought to you by L&J Meat Market, is Leah Neverth and Cooper Agama.
Leah Neverth and Cooper Agama, your Hawkeye Players of the Game, presented by L&J Meat Market, and I think that's a fine choice. Both of those young ladies played a terrific game. Cooper running the offense and playing excellent defense, and Leah Neverth obviously giving everything she had. She said she was going to make sure Lake City knew she was out there in her final game, and I'll tell you what.
She left her mark.
She left her mark. Yes, she did. No question about that.
Couple marks I think she left.
May very well be true. Black and blue variety. Congratulations, Leah and Cooper. Stop by Hawkeye's senior's office because he actually does have something for you.
Yeah, big shout out to Culver's in Cadillac, Michigan, who gives them value baskets to each one of the L&J Meat Market Player of the Game. So stop by, get your value meal, and since I only have one card left, you guys are going to have to go out together and split it.
There you go.
And we want a picture of both of you with 2 straws and 1 drink.
Well, Hawkeye, it is the final game for the seniors on this Rambler team. You got anything you want to talk about for those young ladies?
Well, it's interesting because we watched this team for the last couple years, and to kind of say it nicely, they have been in a little bit of a downside or a valley as their play and competition. And this year, you saw the emergence of an Emma Skierbeck, Olivia Naderhood, and then the rock-solid foundation from your seniors, especially the starters of Neverth and Agama. And you saw a very strong, competitive team that has now spent 2 years in the Broncoma system and really starting to understand what he wants and him starting to understand what they're capable of doing, and the two coming together. And it really, you know, you like to say this every year, but we still have to give another shout out here because they're not reloading. They're going to be moving upward again in talent because the JV team went 20-0 this year.
Yeah, very impressive.
And there was already a freshman on the team. You got to imagine how good would that JV be if they would have had their sophomore and their freshman down there, but they were up. So they're going to be loaded next year, including most likely, was it Princess McBain? What do you call the daughter of Mr. McBain?
That's a good question. I'm not sure. She'll be a freshman next year, though, right?
No, sophomore.
Sophomore next year? See, the grades for the McBain Ramblers on the roster are all jumbled. They've got Leah Neverth as a freshman, and I know that's not right, so that's why I told you to talk about the seniors, because I'm not 100% sure who they are.
Well, that would be your Kayla Bosher. What a good career there. She came over as a sophomore and really kind of helped develop the inside game for McBain. and really showed them a little bit different style of play that is traditionally seen here in McBain. Then you follow that up with Katie Heastan, and she had to sit out most of her junior year, but she really started to make her mark with her amazing quickness and really being able to turn the corner on these teams and playing some tough in-your-nose defense. And then you had Leah Neverett, the senior. Volleyball is her #1 love, but she's not afraid to mix it up out there. And she's kind of that person that you kind of know that's going to have your back no matter what. And she was there having the back. She will set the pick. She will get dirty. She'll muck it up a little bit if she needs to.
Yeah.
And she'll play very strong, very physical, a type of game that helps the team really be able to take chances outside of the lane. And then just a feisty little captain there, Cooper Agama, really just being the one that steers the ship and really put them in prominence. They're going to miss that ball handling that she brought to this program. And they're going to have to find a new point guard. But those 4 seniors really left a legacy here in McBain. In the upcoming class, I just want to let you know, they threw down the gloves. So you're going to have to raise your game to replace them.
Now that is going to do it for us here in Lake City. The McBain Ramblers fall to the Trojans 37-24 to end their season. The Trojans advance to Friday's district final. For our producer and engineer, Zach Wiggins, for Gary Hawkeye Vanna, I'm Jay Simon. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. 2 big dates to remember. Tune in Friday night, 7 p.m., 6:45 p.m., as the Manton Rangers take on the Lake City Trojans. Rick and Nate Swanson will have the call for you here on CDY. And then next Wednesday, we may have and should have, if the Rangers can hold serve, the boys, a doubleheader for you, as the Manton Rangers would take on Roscommon in the first district semifinal if they can get past Houghton Lake on Monday night. And then Gary and I would be, Gary and I won't be. Gary will be back along with Lars Fredin as the Ramblers take on the Lake City Trojans in boys basketball in a Division III district semifinal. That will be game 2 of those 2 semifinals on that night. The draw for the boys and the girls actually turned out to be identical. So the boys will face the Trojans on the court where they lost on February 21st. But if the win over Big Rapids last night was any indication, we might see a rejuvenated Rambler team. We'll get a lot of information tomorrow night when they take on Cadillac, a game you can hear on our sister station, 107.1 The Drive, tomorrow night.
But there's also a game on CDY tomorrow night as Manton goes to Pine River.
Yep, they need that win
to try and get the outright conference championship.
You're absolutely right. Yep,
so,
forgot about that one. Yep, the Man Rangers and the Pine River Bucks will clash tomorrow night here on 107.9 CDY. If the Rangers hang on and win it, they will earn themselves an outright Highland Conference title. The McBain Ramblers, meanwhile, will be rooting for a Buck upset because it would give them a share of the conference title were the Rangers to fall. That's going to do it. Thanks for joining us, folks. We will see you next time right here on your home for Rambler Athletics, 107.9 CDY.
Good night, boys.
This broadcast of McBain Rambler Sports on 107.9 CDY has been sponsored by McBain and LC Family Pharmacy, Forefront Credit Union, Burkholder Family Funeral Home, Wexford Misaki Career Technical Center, McBain Auto